Hello everyone, thank you so much for bearing with us as we dealt with just a few technical issues. We are here in Ottawa right now for Art Battle Capital Collaboration. We have all-star Ottawa artists that are taking on the canvas as teams. That's right, we will have two artists and 3 teams in round number 2 coming up in just a few minutes. These artists will be working collaboratively on the canvas for periods of 20 minutes. Stay tuned for round number 2 coming shortly. All right, we have just started round number 2 of Art Battle in Ottawa Capital Collaborations, our very special event featuring artists working in teams. I am just so excited to see the way that these artists blend their styles together. And all of the artists that are featured tonight are Art Battle Ottawa All-Stars. So they have a lot of experience, and actually many of these artists have worked together. I believe that actually Eric and Isabelle are a duo that often paint together. And we have larger canvases here tonight as well. Right now we are looking at Eric and Isabelle. And we're seeing some really beautiful blue accents happening right now. And we can see that this artist is bringing in the beginnings of a portrait. We have in this lighter blue. And then, of course, we're getting some gorgeous cobalt coming in from the side. And I believe that this is Dan and Erin. And Erin is very well known for using that kind of signature blue color, and also for her use of incorporating plants into her compositions. And I would say it's safe to say that we're seeing that here. Seeing some really gorgeous textural work being incorporated in this piece. I like the compositional element of keeping the face separate and then this stark line that is happening to get all of this abstraction onto the canvas and really getting that color flurry going, which is a great juxtaposition against the monochrome execution of this portrait. I'm wondering whether or not this team is going to keep the representational elements in that monochrome and just use abstract as our color highlight, or if they'll be incorporating color into the representational portrait as well. We have just about 15 minutes remaining in this first round. And we're seeing this really enormous palette knife working into our colored portion here. And I think that's such an interesting tool and is a really great tool to be using in this timed art battle setting because you're getting quite a lot of coverage at one time. And some really great progress being made here by Rob and Suzannah. We're seeing this portrait really coming together, and we're also seeing the very exciting element of gold leaf being added to the canvas. I think that this is going to be so impactful and is going to be something that is really exciting for the audience, seeing what is traditionally an unconventional item to be used in art battle. Seeing that applied in front of the live audience is definitely going to add that exciting element. And seeing more of this blue piece coming together. Really enjoying how the face is coming together with all of these gentle blends and very careful execution of proportions. And the flourishing movement of the hair being introduced into this portrait is such a wonderful addition. And we're also getting the texture that we have in that colorful abstracted portion now being added into the hair, adding this kind of harmony into the canvas and really helping to meld these two styles. The subtle tones that are being achieved in this portrait by Rob and Suzannah are just so wonderful. We have so much warmth coming from the skin and so much absolutely amazing contrast being provided by this dark background and then that punch of the gold leaf coming through. And starting to get into the character of the face from this portrait by Rob and Suzannah. Looks like Suzannah is taking the lead in the content of the face of the portrait. We can see even that Rob and Suzannah have chosen to overlap the gold leaf onto the sides of their canvas, which I think is a really great tool to help create a finished piece. I always love when art extends over the sides of the canvas and just keeps that continuity there. Over with Dan and Erin now. And there's a subtle contrast between these blues, this cerulean blue that's being used in the face and this more cobalt meets ultramarine blue that is being used in the foliage and more of the design elements on the sides of the face. And now we're starting to see some of that color. Now we're starting to see some of that color being added into the hair of the monochrome portrait and just really helping to harmonize it with the abstracted panel that is on the side. I usually would be concerned with the abstract seeming disjointed from the portrait, but the way that they have chosen to compose this and the intentional nature of the starkness of that contrast and the sharp line separating the portrait from the abstract, it's totally working here, and it's really creating this wonderful balance and story of this portrait kind of rising out of these abstract environments. We can see that Rob and Suzannah here are working just phenomenally as a team. Rob working on the body and the accessories and framing out the shoulders and the clothing, and Erin concentrating really into that portrait. And we're kind of seeing some of her signature moves here with these highlights and this painterly application of highs and lows in the portrait here. Definitely recognizing Suzannah's stroke style there. Moving back over to Dan and Erin, who are really just working to harmonize these two elements. And it's interesting watching this piece come together because it's so cohesive. We have two elements that are quite separate, but the way that they work together, especially in terms of the design element, is just very cohesive and is coming together really beautifully. And we're also seeing that in the shadow work that Dan is adding into the portrait right now, he's using a blue that is halfway between that cobalt and the cerulean, and that's really just knitting it together. We have just about 5 minutes remaining on the round. Make sure that you vote at artbattle.com/AB2447. That is the voting link for Ottawa. Also, all of these pieces created tonight are available for silent auction, and you will be able to bid on them to take them home there. You don't need to be in the room tonight to collect these pieces. We are just going to take a quick second to check on what is going on in Chicago. We have an event happening in Chicago right now as well, and I believe that they are in round number 1. So let's just take a quick bounce over there and see what they've got cooking. Looks like they are between rounds in Chicago, and here we are back in Ottawa with our duo teams event. Right now we are at the easel of Suzannah, Robertson, and Rob Nicholson, who I believe have worked together before creating. If they haven't, I'm majorly surprised because we're just seeing them working together so cohesively as a team. With Rob working on the lower half of the canvas and Suzannah working right over top of him. It's funny, he's literally working with his head underneath her elbow. That's how closely they're working almost as one artist on this piece. This event is so much fun and is such a unique way to get to see how these artists can display their individual style, but also how they can allow their styles to complement each other. And these artists get to choose their partner as well. So when they're signing up for this event, they are thinking about which other art battle artists they identify with, whose style they think will complement their own, and they're often planning these pieces in advance as well, so that's definitely an exciting component. And just really we're getting to see the creative process of a lot of prep being unfolded onto our canvas here. And the way these pieces are coming together is just so striking. We can absolutely see from Eric and Isabelle here that they are very used to painting together. We have just about 90 seconds remaining on the clock, so these guys are really into the final moments of applying their details to their works, and just making sure that they continue to infuse those elements that blend each artist's individual style. We are down into our final minute of competition in round number 1 for Art Battle Ottawa Capital Collaborations. I love the addition of the darker eyebrows into the portrait. It just really adds that kind of gravitas and presence to this portrait.
Stating that you can now bid and vote for these pieces. Please get those votes in now.
All right, what a phenomenal second round for Art Battle Ottawa Capital Collaborations. These teams have really just done such a phenomenal job of blending their styles And now is your opportunity to vote. Go to artbattle.com/AB2447 to cast your vote in this round. The top 3 teams, as voted by the audience over the course of both qualifying rounds, will move forward into a 3-team final. So 6 artists, 3 canvas. Make sure that you go to artbattle.com/AB2447 and check out all of the work also from round number 1 on display there, and you can vote in that round as well. We are just getting ready for round number 2 in Art Battle Chicago tonight. We have all new artists in our second round in Chicago, so we are very, very excited to see these guys stepping up to the easel in just a few minutes.
I see my sitter downers over here. It's okay. Press your legs. Be comfortable. So when it comes time to get to it, we encourage everybody to stand up, walk around the room, stretch those legs a little bit. Check out the painters on the other side. Get close to the painters. See those. And I'm going to start the circle right now, and we're going to get this art battle started in just a few minutes.
We are just getting ready to start round number 2 of Art Battle in Chicago tonight. Again, all new artists stepping up to the easels, so very, very excited to see these guys and what they can throw down on the canvas in only 20 minutes.
Let me hear you say, Pete. We call Canvas House. Canvas House is who is curating this amazing art battle in Chicago today. Can we make some noise for Canvas House right now, y'all? Come on, come on. I just want to give you guys our 2 missions. We have 2 missions as Canvas House. 1, teach the youth how to monetize their craft. How do we make money off the cool shit we make, right? And 2, illuminate unity through creation. When we look around, there's so many beautiful faces, so many beautiful creators. If you're an artist or creator of any type, raise your hand. Raise your hand high. Be proud of that. If you're an artist or creator of any kind, make some noise for yourselves. Come on, come on. I take pride in that shit. I am a person of color, a person of culture, a person of creation. It's in our blood. You feel me? We just do this. Now, we are here at Chicago Spin right now for Art Battle. Can y'all make some noise for our round 1 artist? Who here, raise your hand if it's your first time here at Art Battle. Ooh, we got some new faces. Make some noise for our new community, y'all. I was almost gonna say all of you guys are new, but if you have never been to Art Battle, we like to give our creators kinetic energy. We like to move. So, these bleachers, unfortunately, they're just for show. So, right now, we are inviting you all to the floor. Help us make this huge tornado for our artists. So that means we need everybody off the bleachers. Come on, they need encouragement, fellas. Let's encourage them. Come on, come on. I like that. Hero's ready. Are we? Is there a no artist right now? Coco Karma? Alright, looks like we have a wild card for round 1. It's about to get crazy. If card is we've had people signing up to potentially paint today ever since we started, ever since we opened the door. We got a few names on there. Fortunately, we get to pull from the list now. You guys ready? Can we get a little drum roll? A little drum roll? John, where are you at? John! It's you! Go crazy. You are a round one wild card. This is gonna be you, Coco Karma for now. I'm gonna invite you over here to set up a little palette, get some paints going on. Does anybody have any extra paintbrushes? You guys are amazing. If we can help our friend John out. One more time, let's make some noise for John, everybody. It is not easy to paint 20 minutes in front of 250 people, okay? It's not easy. But to not be prepared is even crazier. So John, we are excited. We are excited. Painters, round one, are you guys ready? Y'all look prepared. I just want to shout out my brother Kolormore right here. This man got in a car accident and still came today. Can we make some noise for Kolormore, y'all? Oh, John, Coco Karma kicked you out. She just made it. Everybody make some noise for Coco Karma. You just ruined John's dreams. It's crazy, crazy. It's all right, though. It's all right. Still make some noise for John, everybody. It's all right. It's all right. We're going to let Coco Karma set up. We're going to give everybody about 2 more minutes. So for all of our beautiful guests, if you got to run to the bathroom, go do it now. If you got to get a drink, go do it now. If you got to tip the bartender, go do it now. You feel me? You felt that. You felt that. I like that hat, by the way. You might get robbed tonight by a light skin. It's all right. I got one rule on the mic. When I say hold up, y'all gotta say hold up. Let me hear y'all. Y'all ready? Yeah. Hold up. Hold up. That's cool and all, but there's so much culture in the room right now. You should hear the tongue roll. The ground should be vibrating right now. Let me hear y'all one more time. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, you felt it. You stopped. The legs started shaking. Oh, snap. All right, we're going to play some music for 1 more minute. Let Coco Karma set up. And it's going to be that time.
We are just about to start round number 1 of Art Battle in Chicago, and my mistake. I thought we were going into round number 2, but it's actually round number 1, and all of the artists in round number 1, or almost all, are experienced Art Battle artists, and then all of the artists in round number 2 are brand new to Art Battle. So we have some really fun newbies versus OG artists happening here in Chicago tonight. So really excited to see what everyone brings to the canvas. These artists will have only 20 minutes to go from blank canvas to incredible masterpiece right in front of your eyes. Make sure that you go to artbattle.com/AB2436, the link that is on your screen with Chicago in front of it. That is where you will be voting for Chicago tonight. We are just about to start our third and final round in Ottawa. Oh. Nope, we are starting round number 1 in Chicago. Sorry, guys.
On these canvases, excuse me, Hyero. Alright, go crazy. Round 1, are you guys ready? Give me a thumbs up, painters, if you are ready and prepared. To all of our beautiful guests, are you ready? Whoa, I told you we need to give them energy. We can't be out here like that. One more time, are you ready? It's that time. You guys have 20 minutes on your mark. Get set. Go. All right, so this first round is just getting down. So let me tell y'all a little something about the artist. Now, Kolormore here, he's a returning champion. This is one to look out for. Low-key on campus, he's a reason close relative of ours. Now, Kolormore is heavily influenced by street art. His style is rugged and unique. He also leverages a graphic approach to creating wild gardens and characters to speak to your soul and collective consciousness. Art full of energy. Whoa. Now let's move it down, y'all. We got Coco Karma right here to the left. Now, Coco from Nigeria is a self-taught artist, fashion, and cosplay designer and dancer. She does drawing, painting, line work, and recently delved into sculpting. Okay, y'all, that's Coco Karma, y'all. Moving down just to the left. Just to the left, Arturo. Now, Arturo describes their naturalistic painting style as a fine art with a mix of concepts. Arturo's favorite thing about being a creative is communities, meeting others, and enjoying painting too. Okay, Arturo, y'all, Arturo. Now just moving around in a circle, Here we are, I'm talking to Hyero right now. Hyero is
It's dope as fuck.
It's dope as fuck. If you didn't know, that's all you need to know. And the painting speaks for itself. Okay, just moving around, introducing the final two of the artists. Willow. Willow creates to help others see that they aren't alone. They use acrylic, watercolor, oil, spray paint, and marker. Willow looks forward to growth as an artist, especially during this competition. Welcome, Willow. Thank you for being here. Super excited to have you part of this competition. Okay, now Dani started off with the black art approach. Let's see, what do we got? Danielle is a self-taught artist, blending reality with a bright, beautiful world of color. She wants participate artists. First round of art battle is underway. Let's go. And we're going to keep it moving around the circle. Keep creating that synergy. Keeping those vibes moving from us, from the circle, from the back of the walls to the street.
Okay, we are about 3 minutes into round number 1 of Art Battle in Chicago, and these guys are off to a great start. We're looking at Kolormore right now, working on his canvas, and it looks like he's completely toned it out with this gorgeous deep teal color. A really great approach, getting so much onto the canvas right away so that it will dry quickly and he'll be able to layer on top of that. And here we are with Coco Karma, and Coco Karma is an artist who just loves Art Battle. She's painted in a few different cities, and we can see that she's got kind of 3 color gradations going on that canvas. Over here with Arturo Aldama, and Arturo is an Art Battle Chicago all-star. He often makes it to the finals, and that is no surprise at all. It looks like he's working into a hand right now, that he's using this really crazy neon paint. And here we are with Hyero, and Hyero is sketching a few figures onto the canvas. It looks like with some charcoal potentially, or maybe even just pencil. And we're seeing her rubbing that out right now, likely so that the excess of the charcoal doesn't bleed into paint layers that are going to be layered on top. Here we are with Willow, and Willow has painted in many an art battle as well and is no stranger to the easel. We can see that Willow is maybe creating a mushroom of some kind right now. And here we are with Dani, and Dani is an artist that is actually new to Art Battle tonight, and she is the only new artist that is painting in this round. And we can see that Dani has toned out her canvas with this super dark black and is working on top of that, which may create challenges for opacity later. Back with Kolormore here, who is working over top of this teal, and looks like the paint has gotten tacky enough that he's able to work over top of that. We're seeing Kolormore using some paint markers as well. Back with Coco Karma, and looks like Coco is going to be working into a landscape, potentially some sort of seascape. Back with Arturo now, and I'm definitely getting some sort of robot vibes coming from this hand here. And we can tell that it's a hand just because of the gesture and the way that the fingers are kind of leaning forward one by one. This is a really interesting execution so far. Just a few minutes in. We are just about 6 minutes into this round, and we can see some kind of almost like cogs being created on the top wrist portion of that piece. Back with Hyero, and Hyero is going multi-figure for us tonight, and we have not one, not two, but 3 lovely figures taking place on her canvas being created. I'm loving our central figure here, who is just turned to the side slightly, and we're getting these gorgeous washes being added into the skin. Back with Willow, and okay, I can tell that we're already gonna love this. Willow looks like she's creating a mushroom ghost, and I am so into that. This is a really fun design, and also really enjoying the movement that's happening in the background of these black strokes kind of surrounding our character here. Back over to Dani, who is creating this portrait on the black canvas, and it actually looks like she's getting pretty good opacity of this color tone that she's layering over top of the black. We're seeing a little bit of that black coming through, but not in a muddy way, and I think that that's quite intentional as well. Oh, Kolormore mixing it up for us a little bit. We are used to seeing him do mostly focused on his signature characters, and I think that I can see one of his signature characters just existing in the background of this piece, and I won't spoil that for you what this character ends up looking like. But in the foreground, we are seeing something a little bit different from Kolormore. He's got this still life of flowers being designed in the front. Oh, I love the way this piece is coming together already from Coco Karma. We are seeing some houses being created and existing over this water here as well. Just really stunning. Coco Karma is really well known for creating environments that lean towards the surreal, but that are very immersive as well. Arturo's starting to work into that thumb there, which is the digit that's going to be closest to us as the viewer. So he's going to have to deal with just a little bit of foreshortening there. So definitely creating some drawing challenges for himself by choosing this very complicated subject matter. But Arturo is a very well-seasoned painter and totally knows what he's doing. Hyero adding in all of these skin tones throughout all of our characters here and really harmonizing the piece. Interesting that we have two figures that are almost showing a full body, and then we have one character, the character that's on the side is a larger portrait. We have just about 10 minutes remaining in this round, so we are officially halfway through our first round in Art Battle Chicago. Oh, I love the way that Kolormore has drawn the shoes on his character in this piece. It's like a continuous line drawing where he hasn't lifted the marker from the canvas as he was drawing the shoes. And that's a really, really cool technique. And we're also seeing some of that teal peeking through within the shoes as well. And it's just a very interesting element. We can see he's working with paint marker now over top of the main character. Just getting into a little bit of an establishment of that skin tone. Coco Karma here, and looks like she is starting to add the shadow of the houses into the water, and I think that this is such a great element to be introducing here because we're really getting to understand the presence of these huts here and the way that they take up space in this world. Just a great layer of detail there, just with the simple adding of shadows. Back with Arturo here, and Arturo has just done such a phenomenal job so quickly rendering this hand and rendering all of these surreal elements about the hand as well. Like, it's created almost out of rock, and then we have this crazy color contrast with this insanely vibrant green that he's got going on the canvas right now. Back with Hyero now, and Hyero's starting to add in some of the finer details and features into her figures. Back with Willow, and Willow's careful line work into this character is just so satisfying. Check out what they're doing right now just with this this lining brush. A lining brush is a brush that has long, skinny bristles, and it can take up a lot of paint and create these really, really fine lines just in the way that the artist chooses to hold it and drag that brush. That's a very specific brush for that purpose. Back with Dani here, and we have some interesting design elements within this portrait. Mainly that the clothing that she's using is an illusion, essentially, that we have the background acting as the clothing and acting kind of as that little black dress. I think that that's so fun that it's a floating portrait, but it's being implied that the clothes are the background. Back with Kolormore here, and Kolormore is adding in some of his signature vibrancy. We're getting that little hit of that brighter orange happening in the florals there. Coco Karma now starting to add some palm trees coming in from the sides of the canvas. Arturo continuing to work into this hand. Hyero just doing such a great job with this piece. We're seeing lots of highlights coming into these bodies as well, really helping to emphasize the roundness of some of the features. We have just about 5 minutes remaining in our first round of Art Battle in Chicago. Voting is now open. Head to artbattle.com/AB2436. Oh, I love the way that Kolormore has done this face here on our flower pot, and is also continuing to use that technique that I was talking about, the continuous line. You can see where he put his marker down at the beginning of that eye and kind of swirled it around into that drawing, not taking the marker off of the canvas. Coco Karma adding just absolutely incredible vibrancy into these palm trees, and the color contrast that she's achieving over this rosy magenta sky is phenomenal. Back over with Arturo here, and Arturo is adding in his lowlights and getting in some of that contrast, and the line work here is just absolutely stunning as well. We're really getting a sense of all of these kind of mechanically articulated joints within this hand. What an interesting subject matter. We can always count on Arturo to bring us just a little bit closer to the surreal. We can see even one digit is missing some flesh, which is an interesting and cool design element to add as well. All right, our favorite moment from Hyero. Hyero is known as a crochet artist, an artist who incorporates crochet into painting, and we can see that she's actually adding in some yarn right now into her figures. We have a full head of hair, we have some pubic hair as well, and we can see that she's using a hot glue gun at the easel to make all of these attachments, and she's just doing it so quickly. We are rounding into our final 3 minutes on the clock, and looks like Willow is just finishing up their finest details here. We have just a wonderful contrast of the kind of tight execution of this character in that it's very careful line work and opaque colors, and then the contrast of the background being quite painterly and creating a lot of movement with the darker shadows of that black within the yellow color field. Some gorgeous work from Dani continuing on. Back with Kolormore, and I'm just so into this composition. We now have the main character interacting with the flower pot. It looks like the main character is watering those flowers. Back with Coco Karma, and we can see that she is now adding a boat into the composition, just continuing to play with the layering of different elements and the way that they take up space in the canvas and how close they are to us, the viewer. We have the palm tree coming out from the side that is meant to be the closest to us, and then our huts that are the farthest back in the background, and then the boat in the middle ground. She's doing a really great job at establishing space in that way. Back with Hyero, and the addition of this fabric element is just amazing. It's so tactile, and I'm sure that the audience are really surprised and delighted with this unexpected technique. Willow continuing to just add in these super fine details, making sure that her character is executed to perfection. We are heading into our final minute of Art Battle round number 1 in Chicago tonight, and these artists are just adding in their final details. We can see that Coco is just darkening up the doors on her huts there, and just really just emphasizing the nature of space and the way that light is hitting them, and just doing a fantastic job. Arturo just adding in a few final drips, and we have some cool elements that have been introduced as well. We've got a few different circles and lines coming off of the main hand there. Hyero just into these finer details on her face. She's really finished her piece. She's just tidying up in the last few seconds. Getting ready for our countdown here. Again, with that very careful execution by Willow. And this portrait by Dani has just come together so beautifully. I love the subtlety of the blue shadow and the cleanliness of these hits of highlight. She's just done such a phenomenal job at really emphasizing light and shadow within this piece. A lot of very careful highlight work, and just really subtle into her use of contrast in the right ways.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! That's it. First round is over. Brushes down.
All right, our first round of Art Battle in Chicago has ended. And you can head to artbattle.com/AB2436 to cast your vote in this round for Art Battle in Chicago. We have our final round of our collaborative event in Ottawa happening right now, so we're going to take a quick second and switch over to there. Looks like we are just about halfway through our final round in Art Battle Ottawa Capital Collaborations, the very, very special event where these artists are working in pairs and battling it out to create a piece in front of a live audience with only 20 minutes on the clock and working collaboratively. Right now we are looking at our finalist teams, Kina and Sarah, Kina Forney and Sarah O'Neill, Suzannah and Rob. Suzannah Robertson and Rob Nicholson, and Alex Barker and Justin Ouimet. These artists have been voted forward by the audience to compete again, so this is their second collaborative painting that they are creating for the night. We can see that Rob and Suzannah are taking a similar approach to their first round qualifying, in that they're going for a very dark background piece with a dominant portrait. And we can see also that similar strategy, Suzannah is taking the key role in the face of the portrait here. Here we are with Alex and Justin. And it looks like Alex and Justin are executing a dragon. We have just so much drama and movement happening in this piece already. Very, very exciting. And again, they've only been painting for just a few minutes. Looks like Justin is starting to add in some ice breath. That's pretty cool. Definitely giving me Game of Thrones vibes right now. And they're really doing a great job at executing individually within the canvas, but also working pretty seamlessly. Like, we can't tell as the viewer which part in this piece has been painted by Alex and which piece has been painted by Justin. The piece is looking very cohesive. Here we are with Kina, Forney, and Sarah O'Neill. Two art battle artists who have won various events and are definitely some really heavy hitters. And we're just seeing this color palette really coming to life here. We've got this very, very vibrant green being used in the hair, and then a more subtle blue and yellow into the body of the figure. It looks like Kina is really working on emphasizing the movement in the hair and getting that kind of flow down. And then we have Sarah working into the figure and executing the proportions and light quality and contrast of the face. Back with Rob and Suzannah. And this piece is just coming together beautifully. Something that I really enjoy, particularly about watching Suzannah work, is that she's a very painterly painter, so her brushstrokes are really evident. And often in the beginning while she's painting, they seem a little bit heavier. But as she works into the piece, we get into this element of refinement. And so it might start off being a little bit intense, but as the time ticks down and as she continues to work into that portrait, more and more subtleties will emerge. Voting is now open for this event. Head to artbattle.com/AB2447 to vote in Ottawa tonight. Only one of these teams will be crowned the winner. So we will have 2 winning artists, but only one winning team. We're getting some really great emphasis here of those kind of ice crystals coming from our dragon, with the contrast of the darker cerulean blue and then that lighter grayed out blue, and the way that those are kind of just leaping forward from that corner of the canvas. This piece has so much going for it in terms of dynamic composition. Moving over to Kina and Sarah, gorgeous, and just again, individual components just really flow so wonderfully into each other. And I also think that a challenge that these artists must be facing is the space that they have to take up in order to create these paintings. Like literally the physical space of painting right beside and on top of another artist and not getting in each other's way. Just really love the way that this piece is coming together. Love seeing Kina and Sarah working together as a team. And we can see also that Sarah has finished a lot of what the work that she wanted to start on the figure was, and she's also adding in to the hair as well. So not only are these artists completing their kind of individual pieces that they've taken ownership over, but they're actually working in and out of each other's spaces as well to contribute to that level of harmony. And we've got that very satisfying moment of Rob adding some gold leaf to the canvas now, and this is gonna really create a great companion piece to their first qualifying round piece, which also featured gold leaf on a dark background. So these two pieces collected individually will really just do a phenomenal job hanging together and just creating this gorgeous collection. If you would like to participate in the auction in Ottawa tonight, head over to artbattle.com/AV2447. That same voting link that is on the screen, you can also participate in the auction there. So a very similar character to their qualifying round piece. And this character just has so much presence and so much gravitas. We can see Alex and Justin have switched positions now, and Alex is actually buffing out the background and helping to kind of create the gradients needed to express the sky that they're working on, this gorgeous rosy sky. And this beautiful violet color that is being used on the wings of our dragon here is just, it's so good. And I love the way that they're expressing the highlights in the inner part of the wing, and then of course the shadow on the back of the wing of the dragon, and then adding so much darkness to the point of the wing where it comes closest to us, the viewer. It just really helps to give this piece that 3D effect. Oh, now we're getting just a little hit of color into this piece by Kina and Sarah. Just really stunning the way that they're using red and pink to warm this piece up. And we can see Sarah just a little jump and squeal because she's excited about the way that this piece is coming together. It's just so much fun watching artists having fun as they're creating, and that they're witnessing this piece going right, and they're very excited about it, and we have the pleasure and the privilege of seeing that as well. I think my favorite part of this piece actually might be the little butterfly that is sitting in the hair now. The upturned chin of this character and the unwavering eye contact here is really intense and is so interesting and welcome, and totally creates this very specific attitude and vibe for this portrait. and the textural component of the gold leaf is just really helping this sing as well, and is also emphasizing the kind of the luxury of this character and the presence there. Watching Alex and Justin just really bringing this piece together. They're now in very deep, I think, into their detailed portion. We can see even the teeth of the dragon is starting to be painted there, and we have those highlights on the horns and the face and the neck, and even more highlights going on to the wings. The 3D effect that these guys are able to achieve is just absolutely phenomenal. Ooh, that was such a nice stroke. I love when we get those golden moments of just that perfect hit of highlight, and we just saw Justin do that now. Not only do we have all of these beautiful pink flowers existing in the hair and kind of waving throughout, but they have chosen to add in just a little kind of rosy hue into the lips and the cheeks of this portrait here, and it just makes everything come together so beautifully. Only a few minutes remaining in our final round of Art Battle Ottawa Capital Collaboration. Only one team will be awarded the win tonight, and if you want to vote, go to artbattle.com/AB2447 to cast your vote for which team you think should win in Art Battle Ottawa. All of the works created tonight are also available for silent auction. You don't need to be in the room to collect these pieces. If you're falling in love with them being created as you watch them, you can absolutely collect them and we will ship them to you. Continued additions of elegance here for our portrait by Rob and Suzannah. With the addition of that feather, we're really, it's just really driving home the point that that character is kind of existing in that 1920s flapper space.
All right, so everybody send out a text message stating voting and bidding is open for round number 3. And you should also have received a message telling you that there is a 15-minute warning for the closing for round number 1 and 2.
All right, a great finish to our event in Ottawa. Art Battle Ottawa Capital Collaborations, our team event. Now is the time to vote at artbattle.com/AB2447. You will cast your vote for your favorite team and which team you think should take the win of the night. Some very, very exciting stuff here, and we will be back shortly with a winner announcement to see which team is taking the win home. In the meantime, let's pop over to Chicago and see what they got cooking up. They should be starting round number 2 in just a few minutes. We have round number 2, our second round in Art Battle Chicago, coming up in just a few minutes. And once again, all new artists taking to the easels in this round. Very, very exciting stuff. I am hearing that we are just about to get our winner announcement of the winning team in Ottawa. We are going to take a quick second to head over there, and then we'll be back to view round number 2 of our battle in Chicago.
So now we can do it right. So, how do you enjoy that tonight, Ottawa? Can we also get a big round of applause for tonight's DJ, Jervy Jerv? An amazing set. And also, how about for the folks here at Arts Court hosting us, keeping the lights going, keeping the sound right. I'm trying to buy some time. Okay, hey, how about a round of applause for all of our amazing volunteers and staff. They did an amazing job. Could certainly not have done it without them. It's a ton of work, honestly. All right, I think most people are over here, and I wish I could say it was as close as rounds 1 and 2, but it seems like this was a bit of a landslide. Tonight's winners, and moving on to our regional finals, Kina, Forney, and Sarah. So, Kina is our pink captain supreme. She's been working with us for years. I'm so proud of her. Now, Sarah has actually already won her way to the finals. So, only one person will be moving on. Well, they both move on. She can't go twice, is what I'm saying. So, congratulations, ladies. Would you like to say something?
Thanks, guys. It's awesome. We didn't, I don't know, we just came through all together, so it was like happy magic. And thanks. Yeah.
Thanks.
Words. Positive things. This is absolutely amazing. All these painters are so talented. It's so fun to be painting with you guys again. And I'm really proud of Kina for getting us through here to this final round and getting it for us tonight. Thank you.
All right, a huge congratulations to Kina and Sarah. Sarah has actually already earned her way into the Ottawa City Finals, but Kina will be joining her now there. Very, very exciting stuff. Congratulations to this team of artists, Kina Forney and Sarah O'Neill, for winning Art Battle Ottawa Capital Collaborations team event. We are doing round number 2 in Chicago. Let's head on over and see what they're up to. All right, we are back in Chicago and we have 15 minutes on the clock, just over 15 minutes on the clock. Once again, these artists have only 20 minutes total to go from blank canvas to incredible masterpiece right in front of your eyes. And we can see that they are off to a great start. We are checking out Cooper Zajac here, and wow, what a painterly approach right off the bat. We're getting all of these just gorgeous, really expressive brush marks, and he's working so quickly as well, and I'm loving this kind of staccato rapid movement that he's doing. Really, really interested in seeing that. I believe that we are here with Jeshurun, and we can see that he is toning out his figure right now, laying down some warmer tones there. And looks like Jeshurun has gotten quite a lot done already on this piece. We have a very established drawing that he's now painting over. Here we are with Bethany Petryszak, and we have quite the pose here going on from Bethany's character. We have this kind of joyful movement happening, and I'm wondering if that's going to turn into a dancer. And this, of course, is our Wildcard. Our Wildcard's name is John, and he thought that he might be painting in round number 1 and was a little bit sad that our artist did actually, in fact, show up. But he gets the chance to paint in round number 2. And here we are with Amanda, Kuna, and just the level of vibrancy here is totally astounding. Whoever put together our paint palette tonight for the artist to choose from really did a fantastic job just choosing some super vibrant pieces, vibrant colors that are really just singing on the canvas tonight. Jeshurun working very rapidly within what I believe is a portrait, getting some really beautiful movement here, and his hand is just dancing across the canvas. Back with Bethany and our very triumphant figure. The feeling of this piece is already so evident just from the establishment of this pose. We're getting just such a joyful pose here from this character, and we can actually see that Bethany has her reference there as well, which is very, very cool. And I can see that she's comparing her paintbrush to that very, very small reference that she's got up at the top of her easel, and I'm wondering how she's using that technique. Is she creating proportions based on some measurement that's translated via her paintbrush? Very, very cool. Here we are with Danielle, and Danielle is doing some really interesting work here. We have a canvas that is separated into 3 separate parts, and looks like we're going to be getting 3 unique scenes within this piece, and I think that Danielle has actually laid down some tape on that piece as well. The way that the colors are melding together on Amanda's canvas is very, very satisfying. We're getting different levels of saturation and tonal quality here. We're getting some high level of saturation with that red, and then some more neutralized colors as well in the mix. Over with Cooper, and Cooper is just painting so quickly. We have a very wonderful establishment of face there from Cooper. Jeshurun now working with a palette knife within his piece to add some texture into the composition. And we can see that Danielle is kind of creating this winter landscape in the bottom corner here, and we have the silhouette of trees. Oh, and maybe she's making some snowy trees in the foreground a little bit here, just by swirling her brush with some white over top of those. Wow, just a stellar execution from Cooper here. And Jeshurun, every time we've come around to his canvas, he's switched tools. So he's definitely a multimedia master. We're seeing him working in a paint marker now. And getting some really interesting lines being added into the composition and starting to interact with the paint as well, which could provide a point of difficulty for Jeshurun as he's dragging that marker across wet paint. There's definitely the potential for that marker to get clogged up now. Our Wildcard doing a very interesting composition. I think maybe this is a dark sweater. Back over with Danielle, and I'm so excited about this. I think that we may potentially be getting... okay, I won't ruin it. We'll wait until we come back around, but I'm excited for that technique. And I think that Danielle's going to do a really interesting component in the sky. Back with Jeshurun here, and he's just really doing a fun job of creating texture in different areas of the painting. I'm really liking the textural component that's centered around the eyes. This very satisfying moment from Danielle as she paints that Aurora Borealis. And this piece from Amanda is really evolving into a landscape, which is really interesting. Originally, I had thought that that was going to be completely abstract. Wow, this piece from Cooper, the way that it's coming together and continuing to come together is just absolutely stunning. Thanks to our camera person there for giving us a little bit of insight into Cooper's reference that he has brought, and even more fun to be able to see that the reference is in black and white, and so all of this color translation that's happening to the canvas is something that is just purely a process in Cooper's brain. And he's using all of these unconventional placements of color and different color families within the same face, and we're kind of leaning into that fauvist quality. Back with Jeshurun here, and I'm loving how abstracted this piece is while still maintaining the aura of being a portrait. Some very exciting work here, and we've got lots of great movement happening around the figure. And we can see that Jeshurun is a very intuitive artist, and it's definitely a joy seeing the excitement and intuition that he has as he's mark making. Back over with Bethany, and the joyfulness of our figure here is just continuing to be emphasized. We have such a wonderful sense of movement. We can see that Bethany has also added in some charcoal marks and a little bit of drawing as well within this piece to help emphasize the lines of the body. We have just about 6 minutes remaining in round number 2 of Art Battle in Chicago. And again, very exciting that all of these artists in round number 2 are brand new to Art Battle. Back with our Wildcard artist here, who is working in a very, very dark palette. And we're getting kind of this central orb within what I feel is leaning towards being an abstract composition, but I'm also getting the sense of clothes. Danielle has now finished 2 components of her 3-component landscape, and I'm hoping that soon we get to see that very satisfying tape pull. But she better get going on that main puzzle piece that she has there. We have just about 5 minutes remaining on the clock, and I'm sure that it's going to be a challenge taking on that much canvas with so little time left. Or we also might have the potential that she's left it this black and white graphic quality on purpose to provide that contrast and also a design element. So we'll have to see how that piece continues to evolve. So many satisfying brushstrokes from Amanda here. And really, she's just so excitedly having this celebration of color, and I feel like at the venue we must have some sort of blacklight around her piece, maybe, because the way that these colors are just jumping off of the canvas is so intense. We're getting just this sense of vibrancy and luminosity from this piece. Back over with Cooper, and Cooper is very close to finish, I would say. We're getting now into kind of the highlight portion of the creation of this portrait, and we have some really sumptuous application of highlight on the cheek there. When I say sumptuous, what I mean is just this very tactile nature of those brush strokes. We can really get the sense of a heavy paint application in those hits of white there. Jeshurun now, I think, using his fingers within the canvas, which is pretty cool, and just buffing out some of these circles that he's created to create even smaller circles within with all 5 of his fingers. So very interesting technique there. Oh, I love the way that Bethany has chosen to emphasize the figure with these colored lines. And that contrast of that almost seafoam green and that kind of grayed out purpley blue. The contrast of that against the warmer skin tones is just really satisfying. And we're also expanding the character within the composition. Our Wildcard artist working super hard here. Maybe a hooded figure? Lots of directional brushwork within this piece. We are heading into our final 2 minutes of Art Battle Chicago round number 2. Voting is now open. Head to artbattle.com/AB2436 to cast your vote in this round. The top 2 artists from our first qualifying round and the top 2 artists from this round that we're watching right now will be moving forward into a third and final 4-artist showdown. That's right, the top 4 artists will be painting once again. So as you are considering your vote, think not only about whose piece you liked the best visually, but also whose performance you enjoyed the most and who you would like to see paint again. The surreal existence of this environment is just something that's really fun to watch come together. And I'm just really enjoying how so many elements of it are abstracted, and then we have these small points of representation, like the tree that Amanda was just creating. Love seeing Jeshurun's fingers covered in paint and him swiping them across his figure to create those points of emphasis. So much fun. Oh wow, I didn't expect that. Bethany has now toned the entirety of her background since we last saw her, which I think was only maybe 90 seconds ago. So massive jump from Bethany there. We have some dancers in the house tonight at Art Battle Chicago. We can't share the music that they are listening to just because of copyright, but some fun. It's a really fun vibe in Chicago tonight.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, y'all, okay. Walk around the room.
Snap, bro, you snap.
Get your final glances. Make your final decisions. Make sure you have the
That's raw as fuck, bro. Thank you. Nice, man. What you see?
Okay, now is the time to vote. Voting is open for round number 2 of Art Battle in Chicago. Head to artbattle.com/AB2436 to cast your vote. The top 2 artists from our first qualifying round and from this round that we just saw will move forward into a third round with 4 artists, our top 4 artists. So make sure that you head over there and cast your vote. Also, all of the works created tonight are available for silent auction at that same link. If you would like to participate in the auction and collect any of these pieces, we will ship them to you. You don't need to be in the room to collect them. Some really phenomenal work created in round number 2. So many different contrasting styles. Even within this singular piece by Danielle. Danielle gave us 3 separate paintings, so very exciting work from Danielle. We will be back for our third and final round in just a few minutes. So stay tuned and make sure that you cast your vote.
Hey, it's all love in the building. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and rock this song. I'm a singer-songwriter from the south side of Chicago. Make some noise if you're from out south. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. That's cool, that's cool. I ain't mad at it, Hey, you from out west? Ooh, nobody.
Dry.
What about up north?
Ew.
Period. The subs. Who from the suburbs? Yeah, alright. Alright, cool. I'm gonna stop stalling. But yeah, my name is Afrocentric. I got this little slang thing that you say. If you fucking with me, you say on Forney. Come on, let's practice it. On Forney. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, majority of y'all is listening. What's up? Let's get it. So look. I'm gonna do a little sound check. Try this out real quick, and then we can get it going, okay? If y'all are listening, you will sing along, okay? So just peep me out real quick. I say, I guess you wonder. So, come on, front row. Oh, got a thing for you, and I can't let go. No, we're gonna keep it going. I say, so people go around the world for love, but they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do, yeah. Come on, okay. Say tried everything, but you won't give up. I say, okay, I like you. Only you. Oh, baby, do for love what I would not do. Hey, I guess you wonder where I've been. I'll do it one more time. I want to hear y'all. Hey, I seem to find the love within. Hey, say.
I'll get back to let you know.
Come on. Oh, I got a thing for you, and I can't let what you won't do, yeah. Alright, that's okay. Say, you tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you. Oh, baby, do for love, not do. Oh, baby, do for love what I would not do. How y'all feeling? Alright, energy check has been checked, okay? If y'all fucking with me, say, oh, throw me out. That's what I like, alright. I wrote a song called Royalty. It's for my black and brown women. You feel me? If you black and brown, say, yes, sir. Periana, that's what I'm talking about. It's Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. You know, we coming to the end of it. But, you know, we rocking and rolling. You feel me? So I'm gonna do this song. And if y'all fucking with it, come out March 23rd, okay? So get, you know, keep a lookout, keep an eye out. Go ahead and play that record. Now, it's a motivational song. All of you are kings and queens in this room. You feel me? reaching up title. Your presence is vital. And Empress, you are the reason my stars. Hey, I can lead. You can do anything with me. Choose your rising. You can see. Stand tall for my black and brown queen. We work together. It's a beautiful thing. We are loving unity. Spectacular and everywhere. We shine bright, it's all in our teams. We are royalty. We are royalty. And now we shine bright, it's all in our teams. We are royalty. Hey, whoa, we shine bright, it's all in our teams. We are royalty. We are royalty. And now we shine bright, it's all in our teams. We are. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? If y'all fucking with me, say I'm from New. I be hearing a little louder. If y'all fucking with me, say I'm from New. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, we gonna go to this next track. Then I'm out your hair. Before we do that, my name is Afrocentric. Afro, AFRO_CENTRK. You can follow me. I follow back. You know what I'm saying? You can text me. I text back. You feel? Alright, we're gonna do this another one called I Come in Peace. I wrote this a minute ago. If you've ever had a person put their energy in your circle, say, hell yeah. If you've ever been in a spot where you come in peace and someone else don't, say, hell yeah. I know that shit annoying as fuck, period. So we're going to go ahead and put that out there. This is for everybody who have felt this same feeling I have. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and play that real quickity. Stickity.
To check out the art battle,
Yo, y'all fuck with me and say I'm from now. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Give me the same minute. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to the artists that's been doing their shit. 20 minutes is not that long. You know what I'm saying? So they really went nuts. I come in peace. Please don't you damage me for your insecurity. Oh God, thank you for having me. My name is Afrocentric. I appreciate y'all. Give it up, give it up. Thank you so much.
Hey, y'all give it up one more time for Afrocentric. All right, y'all. We gonna do the third round here in just a few minutes. The third and final round. Then we got one more special artist who's gonna perform after that third round. I wonder who it is. But in the meantime, get another drink. Get another drink. Get some food. Use the bathroom. We're gonna set it up, and this third and final round is going to be underway very soon. Very soon.
A gorgeous performance between rounds there, and we will be announcing the winners of round number 1 and round number 2 moving forward into the third and final round in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for the winner announcement and the finalists moving on to our third round.
Deal. Did y'all know you look like that? This is a big deal, y'all. It's a big deal, I'm telling you. Our battle, this is an international competition. And this is the final round. This is round 3. And this is how we determine who our winner is for the night. And who is going to move on to the next competition. For the 3rd and final round. Can y'all make some? Arturo, where you at? Arturo, we need you back. We were inspired so heavily after round 1. We want to see what you got this round 2. Take it on all the way. Okay, we saw this one coming. We saw this one coming. No drum roll necessary. Hyero, come out, Hyero, where you at? We need you for this last and final round. Hyero, come get your canvas. Hyero. Okay, the third of the 4 participants. I know you guys are sitting on the edge of your seat. You all look nervous with anticipation. Cooper, where you at? Cooper, come out. Come on, Cooper. For the 3rd and final round, we will see if Cooper can bring it all the way home with us. Okay, and the final artiste of the 3rd and final round, we're gonna need Danielle, where you at? Come on, Danielle. I'm gonna need you right here, Danielle. Okay, y'all. Artists, please step up, take your canvas. Get your utensils ready, get your paint and your base together. Because we're going to start off this 3rd and final round in just a few minutes.
Our winners moving forward into the 3rd and final round of Art Battle in Chicago tonight have just been announced. Moving forward are Arturo Aldama, who did the really interesting robot stone hand in the first round, and Hyero, who did the 3 figures with the added component of that fabric element. And moving forward from round number 2, we have Cooper Zajac, who did the just really phenomenal and colorful portrait that was just so completely full of life. Dark background, very interesting and vibrant color choices in the face. And then at our final easel in the 3rd round, moving forward, is Danielle Dyksterhouse, who did the 3-component painting within a painting of the incredible aurora borealis in the sky, a night scene, and then a black and white winter scene. So very exciting work from all of these artists so far, and we absolutely can't wait to watch them paint again in the final, where they will have another 20 minutes on the clock and another blank canvas to confront. Only one artist will be moving forward to the Chicago City Finals, taking place on March 17th. at Spin. And this is actually the last chance to qualify for that Chicago City Final. The winner of the Chicago City Final on March 17th will earn their spot representing Chicago in the 2023 U.S. National Championship. So it's very, very high stakes tonight, and I can't wait to see who will claim our final spot in the Chicago Championship. Stay tuned for round number 3, starting in just a few minutes.
Keep that groove circulating. So rest your feet. Get in now. When the round starts, we gonna get ready to join us on the floor. So we can all rock out and circle around together. Okay. It appears everybody's ready. Is everyone? Can y'all make some noise if you're ready for the third round? Y'all make some noise.
We have just begun our third and final round of the night for Art Battle in Chicago. It has been a really exciting night of live competitive painting. These guys have done just absolutely phenomenal work. And in our final round, we have Arturo Aldama, Hyero, Cooper Zajac, and Danielle Dyksterhouse. So we will be witnessing these artists painting very shortly. They have just started creating their works and they have only 20 minutes to finish an absolutely phenomenal masterpiece in front of you, the live audience. Voting is now live. Go to artbattle.com/AV2436 to get registered to vote if you aren't already, so that you can help us choose our champion of the night. Our winning artist from tonight's event will move forward to the Chicago City Finals, and this event is actually the last chance to qualify for the City Championship. Right now we are on the canvas of Arturo Aldama, who is again starting on very vibrantly with his first pass. Over with Hyero, and Hyero again is starting off with a sketch. Looks like we're going to be treated to another figure. And here we are with Cooper Zajac. Oh, and Danielle is also sticking very closely to her first round qualifying strategy of dividing the canvas, but we actually are seeing her working on a figure. Arturo going into the sketch of this portrait here. We can see that Cooper is again treating us to this unconventional palette. We are seeing him starting with blue to start off, establishing some contrast and lowlights right off the bat. And I just love watching Cooper's brushwork. It's very rapid and angular, and it just really draws you in. Danielle working into the figure, and we can see that she has separated her canvas again with this blue tape. So I really can't wait to see the way that she chooses to divide this composition. Are we going to have a contrasting element of maybe a landscape against that figure, or is it going to be another figure on the other side that might potentially be taking in some color? Arturo now working with his darks over top of this fluorescent orange color. And I really enjoy the way that he's just kind of letting the orange breathe around the darker colors that he's putting on underneath. It kind of creates this glow that is then emanating from behind the character. And we can see that he's getting some really great compositional elements out of that piece as well. Hyero now throwing her canvas on the floor and adding lots and lots of water to her paint and toning out that canvas. Back with Cooper now, and we can see that he's really added quite a lot of that blue into his portrait. We can see that he started off with a marker drawing right off the bat. Getting some great tonal qualities from Danielle working into the back of this figure, and we can see just the hint of those shoulder blades being suggested, just with a little bit of play of light and shadow. Really enjoying the subtle angularity that's being expressed in the spine here. Really enjoying watching this portrait from Arturo coming together. We can see just the suggestion of the eye and the shadow on the back cheek there. And I love just the way that the eyelashes are just kind of flicking just beyond the face. Awesome, beautiful strokes as he's adding in those darker lines to really emphasize the shape of the eye there. So we're getting a singular figure from Hyero this time. Something that I always really enjoy about Hyero's pieces is that there's a lot of presence to her female figures, and there's also a lot of softness and roundness within their bodies, and the way that she expresses that with light and shadow is just so beautiful. Back with Cooper, and Cooper is now adding in this contrasting super dark indigo blue just behind the profile of the face, and it's really helping to make that portrait jump forward. Looking like we're in a slightly darker color palette for Cooper in this round. I'm wondering whether or not we're going to get some of those impacts of saturation. We can see that Danielle is starting to work into her other part of the canvas. And I think that we're getting the other arm here. So I think that this is going to be a continuation of the same body, but it's going to be treated in a different way. So it's unlikely to be that black and white that we're seeing on the top of the canvas. Arturo going in now with this more neutral, toned out grayish green color, which is something that he often does. He will layer this really toned down neutral color over top of a very vibrant color, and it just creates this really, really interesting color story and creates some tension within the levels of saturation present in the piece. Seeing Hyero working into this figure, and we're now getting the addition of even more warm colors within this skin tone. Really loving that red presence there. Some really gorgeous tones being expressed by Cooper in this portrait now. We have a bit of a peachy tone that is being layered into the highlights. Oh, this piece from Danielle and the way that it's evolving is just so interesting. We have now in our second half of the canvas this black and white expression of the body, and it's really leaning almost in this kind of graphic novel space, which is a great contrast to all of the rendering that she's doing in the body in the top half. So I think what we're starting to see now from Arturo is that these gray portions are actually some kind of mechanical element, and potentially he's bringing in some like mods, some like robot mods into this character, which is so awesome. Hyero continuing to work into the figure here, and we have a very intense presence from this figure. We have just hit our halfway point of the third and final round of Art Battle in Chicago tonight. Some very, very exciting painting. Some especially talented newbie painters stepping up to the easels as well. Our first two qualifying artists who moved forward, Arturo and Hyero, are artists who have done Art Battle before, but Danielle and Cooper are actually first-time Art Battle artists, and it is very, very exciting to see them in the final. Getting more into this rendering point from Danielle, and I'm really enjoying actually the crop of this piece, the way that she has cut the figure off at that midpoint on the head. I think it just makes for a really interesting compositional component. We can see Arturo is using the canvas underneath the paint that he's working with right now to act as those highlighting components, which is such a great battle strategy because then your canvas is actually doing a lot of the work for you. And he's pushed in the skin tone around those highlighted points that he's kept blank. We can see also now that he is adding in highlights on top of that skin tone as well, which is creating this gorgeous blending point between the canvas that he's left blank to create that luminosity and the blended tone that's kind of marrying the two. We are getting into the final, or the second half of our final round here with 8 minutes remaining on the clock. And Hyero is an artist who always likes to give us a surprise, and we can actually see that maybe she potentially has some more fabric elements up her sleeve. The way that this piece from Cooper is evolving is just so satisfying to watch. We're getting that punch of contrast from the dark background there. With some surprise elements from Danielle being added in now, we're getting some floral addition here, and I think that might actually be a tattoo that's on the figure. Back with Arturo, and we're starting to see him going into the lower midtones and just upping the contrast in the figures features that we have displayed here. Just adding in that little point of contrast, that shadow within the hollow of the eye. And we can see Hyero is now starting to work into the background, bringing in some of those warm tones on top of the blue that she's already established as the background, helping to really harmonize it with the figure. We have just about 6 minutes remaining in this round, and we have quite a lot of blank canvas left from Cooper here. I'm wondering whether or not he's going to leave that as a point of contrast, or if he will continue to go into those clothing elements and into the hair of his figure. Oh, that hit of highlight on the back brow is so nice. Just really pops that forward. And I think we're starting to get our answer immediately to our question as we're watching Cooper working into the hair right now. Oh, so interesting and so completely unexpected from Danielle. This is definitely a surprise that she has kept up her sleeve. We are now seeing dried florals being applied to the canvas. So some really crazy elements. And I'm sure that the crowd is really, really going to enjoy that unexpected surprise. We can see some of these mechanical components now being added into the hair of our portrait here from Arturo, and this is just like bending my brain. This piece is so cool. I love the way that he is such a technically excellent artist. and he'll create something that technically is very sound and then add in all of these surrealist elements on top of it. And often he's kind of leaning into a fantasy meets dystopia kind of vibe, and I am digging it. Okay, so our fabric element has been added by Hyero, and it looks like the emphasis here is on the pubic hair of the figure, and we're getting a lot of contrast of textures there with the addition of that yarn. And this piece is really intense and connective and unapologetic, and that's something that I'm really enjoying about it. Hyero's work is often just totally unapologetic and is just such an emphasis of feminine celebration. The way that Cooper is executing the ear here is really nice with those purple tones, and it's more of a suggestion than an anatomical study, which I think is a really strong strategy in the execution of this portrait, because we're getting a lot of great tension between areas that are slightly more rendered and areas that are remaining quite loose. Watching him going into the collar of our sweater here, just really grounding the figure with the addition of that there. Back with Danielle and this super surprising element of our dried florals that are then connecting to the florals that have been drawn on the other side of the figure as a tattoo almost. So really wonderful juxtaposition here of our rendered figure with the actually real flowers, and the more graphic representation of the remainder of the figure. My favorite part of this portrait by Arturo is that gorgeous highlight just underneath the eye, sitting on the cheek, and then the super saturation of the orange of the back eye. Just, there's so much push and pull happening here for me, and there's just such a delightful tension that's displayed in this piece. Hyero now continuing to create emphasis within the background by upping the saturation a little bit, just with the addition of the original background colors that she had established, that cerulean blue, and now going back in with an orange to kind of surround the figure with movement and glow. We have only 2 minutes remaining on the clock in the final round of Art Battle in Chicago. So a very important final 2 minutes, as the winner of this competition will actually be moving forward to the Chicago City Championship happening on March 17th. So that is coming up super soon. And this event right now, this round, these paintings, it's the last chance for one of these artists to qualify for that city championship. And at that city championship, only one artist will compete or will win. The top 12 artists from the season will compete, but only one will win and earn their spot into the national championship, taking place in Daytona Beach on April 1st. We've definitely gotten some emphasis of highlights in that piece as well. We can see that Danielle has just kind of dusted those in onto the shoulders. If I was Arturo, I would be very, very satisfied with this portrait. It's come together just wonderfully. In previous compositions, Hyero had added her yarn component to multiple areas of the figure, and in this case, we have only that singular area of focus.
Okay, y'all. Now it's in for the final round. For the final round. So make sure you hold on.
Oh no, it's just my workout plan.
I know you got it.
No, it's just my workout plan.
Not that favorite.
Thank you.
That marks the finish of our final round of Art Battle in Chicago tonight. And now is your opportunity to vote. Vote at artbattle.com/AB2436 and cast your vote. Only one of these artists will be moving forward into the Chicago City Championship happening on March 17th. So it's very, very high stakes, and we often are hearing that voting is really, really close. So make sure that you cast your vote, because every vote absolutely does count and could totally make the difference for one of these artists as to whether or not they make it into the championship. So take your voting seriously. Also, all of the pieces created tonight are available for silent auction. You don't need to be in the room to collect any of these works. We will ship them to you. You can participate at the auction at that same link, artbattle.com/AB2436. We will be back in just a few minutes with our winner announcement and find out who will be taking the final spot at the Chicago City Championship.
too many drinks. Let me hear y'all get a little loud. Hold up! Hold up! I know I heard my brother on the mic all night giving you guys the great energy. Now, we are waiting on all of your valuable votes in order to announce and crown our winner today. But in the meantime, we're gonna have my brother come up here and perform some of his music. So, I need y'all to make a round of applause for my brother Reno!
Hey, what's up, y'all? I know y'all heard a lot of me already, but we gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna finish off with something nice. Hey, can y'all come check me out? I'm gonna do a little performance in this corner.
Do you record some of them on your phone?
I'm gonna go skip the rest of the energy that I got out in this little corner. If y'all got some love for me, come and check it out. I'm about to do my thing over here real quick. DJ, whoever's on that, spin that track. Now my name is Young Reno. I've been your host all night. I'm gonna just do a quick little song for y'all. Part of Elevated Chapter represent. Oh, we gotta run it back. Hey, shouts out my brother OG Black. He can't be here tonight, but we gonna say hi to him anyways. He's on this song, but we gonna get it down like this anyways. You wanna hit that for me? This is weird, you check out my partner Brian for this one. She gon' love me one day. She gon' love me. I think I want her too. I want her too. I got a girl at home. She doesn't love me like I want her to. I got a girl at home. She doesn't love me like I want her to. Like I want her to. Like I want her to. I got a girl at home. She doesn't love me like I want her to. I got a shorty at the crib like steak and bacon. I be getting it mixed up cause I'm sick of waiting. She's on my line and she's begging me for time. I don't even got to give. I'm busy spitting rhymes. The studio doggies. She looking fine to me, but we do not connect. So that's how we get whining and dining. We split up, we kiss and we fuck. And when it comes to big love, I cannot give it up. Ain't no time that busy as fuck, but they don't get it low. When I'm manifesting all my dreams and they don't feel me low. Until that these shorties got me kicking in the backseat. Cause I be going in on they be running like some athletes. I got a girl at home. She doesn't love me like I want her to. I got a girl at home. She doesn't love me like I want her to. I think I want her to. I think I want her to. She doesn't love me like I want her to. I don't think she loves you, bro. I think I'm asking for too much. Fuck that, I ain't asking for enough. Fuck that, I ain't asking for enough. I got a girl, but she doesn't love me like I want her to. Available everywhere. Appreciate y'all. Y'all feeling out. That's what's up. Alright, I got one more. I'm a little winded. I've been fucking yelling all night. But I'm gonna send it like this. Can I get a little volume on the mic for this next one? Because I gotta be screaming. My name is Young Reno, y'all. You can follow me on Instagram. The song I just did is available on all platforms. Check it out. Get in tune. That's cool. Hit that one for me, Deshaun. I haven't performed this one. This is my first time. I played it at the car like 1 or 2 times. We will see how this one goes. Hey. I think I'll hit the Empress though. I'm gonna live till I'm whisking out. I am gifted, but now my eyes are. Hey, I think I hit the highway. You push the limit. I wanna live my way till I'm finished. Words cannot describe me. I am gifted, and now my eyes are open. I have the vision. Think I hit the highway and push the limit. I wanna live my way till I'm finished. Words needing walls. Used to be scared that I will fall. You mad at me? You get the end and shake it down. I just shake it down. Me, I just shake it down. I just shake it down. You mad at me? I just shake it off. Praise be Allah. Another word for God. I am him. Just another kid. Smarter from my sin. Just a bit. Now I wonder if you still a bitch. You can slip a disc. Just for talking all that shit. This is it. How I really live. Money from my shit. Do a big biz. I'm older now. I'm on to bigger things like being rich. This is it. I work confident. So this is how I live. So this is how I live. I hit the highway and push the limit. I'm gonna live my way till I'm finished. Words cannot define me. I am gifted and now my eyes are open. I have the vision. Think I hit the highway and push the limit. I'm gonna live my way till I'm finished. Words cannot define me. I am gifted and now my eyes are open. I have the vision and I'm just taking my time. My time. This is my time. Thank y'all for your time. This is our battle. Brought to you by Cameras House Fest in Chicago. Thank y'all for being here. My name is Reno. Appreciate it. Now buy it. Now spend a lot of money on paintings. Hey y'all, if you didn't know, this is powered by Cameras House. Look them up on Instagram, KMBS House. And I'm Young Reno. Young Reno, 3122 on the ground. Thank you, Young Reno. I'm the only one busting. But wait. Alright y'all, the votes are in. The votes are in. The moment after the moments we've been waiting for. The final moment to be waiting for. Sitting on the edges of the seat, y'all look so nervous, you know, so nervous. We're about to announce the winner of tonight's art battle. Are y'all ready to make some noise? Are you ready to hear tonight's winner? Who's the winner? Who's the winner? I bet y'all really want to now get back in the drum roll. The winner is Danielle.
A huge congratulations to Danielle Dyksterhouse. A huge congratulations to Danielle Dyksterhouse, who will be moving forward to the Chicago City Finals happening on March 17th. The winner of the Chicago City Finals will be moving forward to the National Championship on April 1st in Daytona Beach. So we have some really absolutely epic competitors moving forward into the championship. be sure to watch it on stream on March 17th. Thank you so much to all of our incredible artists for their courage and creativity, and of course to our teams in both Chicago and Ottawa. Stay tuned. We will be streaming again very shortly on Sunday for the Boston City Championships.